Welcome everyone, I'm Kingly Valence, and thanks for watching this Spore Speedrun. This is Civilization stage completed on normal difficulty in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. This run uses custom vehicles and a new optimization that saves a lot of time in this speedrun. Right away, we are going to send our tanks to capture as many spice geysers on our home continent as possible before the first city spawns. And right here is the new optimization strategy implemented for this run. Without having to select a boat from the Sporepedia, we already have a boat picked out ready to buy, and is sent to capture the nearby spice geyser in the ocean. Pausing the speedrun for a second to show what just happened. When starting Civilization stage, we have the tank pre-selected from the main menu, but the other vehicles, including boats and planes, need to be manually selected from the city planner after Civilization stage begins. In the Sporepedia, we already have pre-made boats that have a lot of power or speed that we can choose from. However, it is possible to use Spore's creation drag and drop mechanic to choose a boat instead much faster. Dropping a different vehicle into the city planner will switch our selected vehicle without needing to open up the full Sporepedia. We've used this mechanic a lot in the creature editors to drop creation PNGs into the game, but it turns out we can use this same idea to drop vehicles into the city planner as well. Each time we want to add or switch a vehicle, it normally takes about 2 seconds during the speedrun to open up the Sporepedia and select our vehicle. But during the speedrun, I have a file explorer open just to the right of the game on my second monitor, where I can quickly drag and drop the vehicle right into the game. This can save about a second each time we want to switch vehicles, which will occur 11 times during the speedrun. Now we can see how the boat was selected in the city planner so quickly. Using this mechanic in the speedrun created some discussion on whether this should be allowed. That's worth mentioning here as well. The case against using drag and drop during the run could argue that a speedrun should have to be performed entirely contained within the game, as the file browser is an extra program off-screen and outside the bounds of Spore itself. However, the case was made that the drag and drop feature of Spore is an intentional gameplay mechanic that was built into Spore on purpose and should be treated as part of the game. And switching vehicles only works while in the city planner, showing that Maxis had put thought into when and how this mechanic was to be used in the game. And Spore Speedruns already use the Control-Delete screen for Windows for some tricks, which is already outside the game as well. After this discussion, the drag and drop mechanic was deemed legal for speedruns. This normal difficulty run follows the easy speedrun route fairly closely. However, on normal, the cities spawn much faster than on easy. We didn't have time to claim the last spice geyser on our home continent, as we were already capturing our first city. This normal difficulty speedrun is momentarily ahead of the easy speedrun. After we capture the city, we'll drag our fast tanks back into the game, and we can see our vehicles on the ground switch back. And now we can send our tanks to capture this small economic city. At this point in the run, we have room for 8 total vehicles. We are currently splitting our forces between 4 land vehicles to capture the remaining cities on our home continent, and buying more boats to send all 4 of those to the far continent early. And these far cities will spawn over there once we've captured our 3rd city. Our tanks capture, and quickly switching them back to fast tanks, and we can send them over to capture the last city on our home continent. Our boats got a great head start making their way over to Pink Nation, who spawned on the coastline. Our tanks arrive and we can switch them back to powerful tanks. We can drag and drop our vehicles into any city planner to switch them, and using the drag and drop we can switch our boats at landlocked cities as well. On normal difficulty, the other nations develop their cities a bit faster than on easy, so the cities take a bit longer to capture, which is where the easy difficulty run will retake the lead. This normal difficulty run is only 10 seconds slower than the current easy record. The boats capture their city, and the tanks will capture soon after. The boats head to the next coastal city, and the tanks on our home continent can be sold. We are momentarily waiting for the boats to arrive at their city, then we can double switch our boats back to high religious power, and tanks back to high speed. The game is paused while in the city planner, so minimizing the number of times we need to enter the planners by looking for opportunities to switch both vehicles back to back is ideal. We'll make a big tank army, and that should be able to capture the remaining cities on that continent. Even with the fast tanks, they should be able to capture this city fairly quickly, saving us some vehicle switching. With only 4 boats should be enough to capture these large cities. The boats capture, and now we can sell our boats and make a second set of tanks to capture the cities on this continent as well. And we'll send the tanks to capture the large city first. These tanks are ready to go, and are sent to the last city on this continent. Just finishing up these last few cities, making sure to look at the defending cities to start their capture progress. With our last few thousand Spore bucks, we can buy every last tank we can to start capturing this city as well. And we can send the rest of the tanks to join them once they capture their other city. Once the tanks are at their final cities, we can switch them one last time for the home stretch. and unfortunately right at the end, a timing glitch occurred that may have cost us a few seconds. If two cities are captured at nearly the exact same time, only one of the cities will be captured, yet both sets of tanks will think they're done and stop attacking. The 9th city was captured so quickly, they captured at the same time as this final city, but I recognized the glitch occurred and immediately reinitialized the capture. Thankfully when this occurs, the capture progress isn't lost, so we just need the final push to fully capture the city. And that completes Civilization stage on normal difficulty in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It'll include a continuous version of the whole run in the description as well. Let me know what you thought of this speedrun, and let me know what other Spore speedruns you'd like to see in the future. Thank you so much for watching, I'm King Valence, and I'll see you next time.